Hey everybody, Wildcat here. And today we are here with Construction Simulator 2015. This is the very first one that they brought out for PC. Uh, so I think I mentioned it with two doing a little, uh, you know, from what they came out with to start out with at first, and then up through to the newest one. So it'll be kind of a little bit going back in the past, but it gives us an idea of the kind of stuff that we had to put up with. So this one came out in 2014. So let's go ahead and get started here. So this is your home base. This is where you first start off with. They start you with this truck, this trailer, this mini excavator. We're just going to go head over to the job site I've been working on. I got part of it done. And you can, we see some of the glitches that we had to deal with back then. They had issues with. And it's kind of neat because it kind of shows you how much, it changed, how it evolved to being a better game. Oh, and of course I'm going the wrong way. Gotta go back that way. Where am I? Oh no, I'm going the right way. Okay. So, kind of little mini map. That's as big as you. Well, I mean, you can zoom in and out on it, but you don't get any bigger than what's sitting on there. It is a fair-sized map. We'll see that in a little bit over there. But of course, up here we got, options like all the other game has, right? One of the things is like to reset your vehicles and stuff. You got to come into company, go to motor pool, and then you can see your different vehicles you have, or different vehicles that you have in here. And this will reset your vehicle, and then this one will reset your vehicle back at base. Now, sometimes when you do a reset, the vehicle doesn't reset it. And sometimes you have to send it back to the base to get it to reset. Par for the glitching that's in the game. It does run fairly smooth though. I haven't had the game crash on me at all, like back to desktop or anything. I think I had one time where I actually had to close the game out and restart it to get it to recalibrate something. Alright, turn the lights on there. We're just going to park her on the road. Probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to. Okay, so then this trailer, we've got to put the ramp out. So you got to hold the right button and use the D-pad. One of the things I like about that I liked about it, if you push F1, you can see it brings up the key and what keys you need to use to make that portion work. So I thought that was kind of neat, and I thought it kind of weird that they dumped it. I know in 2, if you hit the F1, it just brings the menu up in the part of the screen and shows you your what keys to use. And I just thought this one was a little bit neater. Having it, going on the exact spots. And it kind of helps because you're trying to figure out how to get something. There's a trailer in here I bought and I couldn't get the ramps. I'm trying to figure it out, but you bring up that menu, it doesn't show any buttons to bring the ramps up. So I got a feeling it's just like a cargo trailer. Or I read a bit that some people were saying that another way to load equipment on it is you could there's a yellow trailer in here that you can park beside it, and then you go on the yellow trailer, and then you can drive over to the other one. But then you got to take 2 trailers to a job site, which is kind of sucky. So I was trying to see what I was supposed to be doing here. Done. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. We were excavating the other side. I'll show that menu a little bit better here. So the other thing I like what they did in here is they made a drive mode and then a work mode. So you can't work the bucket or the arm unless you're in the work mode. Oh, come on. Just thought that was kind of neat, but with the excavators, it's kind of nice to be able to move it while you're working. that is one of the things in the options that, or one of the things this thing will do, as you can see there how it lifts the excavator there a bit. Like as you get closer to the excavator with the bucket, it gets wackier. With this mini one, the thing I found that works the best for it is just to put the bucket on the, you know, kind of in the hole, and then just scoop with the bucket. Don't try pulling the arm in. You just go like that and scoop. And if you get too close to the excavator with the bucket, it will wrap itself up underneath, and then you might not be able to get out. So see, now I can't even pull the bucket. It doesn't even want to bend, right? You can see no dirt. But that's the thing, is you gotta stay away from the excavator with this mini one. Oh, that wasn't very good. Let's see if we can pull it back over. Oh man, that wasn't very good. I haven't done that before. Probably wasn't a good way to start, but now you can see the bucket goes right through it. Well, at least the dirt don't fall up. Oh, brother. Whoops. All I wanted to do was to see if I couldn't get it standing upright. There we go. So, as you can see, yeah, a little glitchy. I can't remember. I mean, I just played 2. Man, it's amazing, like, because I've had to play this for a few days just to get somewhere so that I could have show more than just the mini excavator and the little truck. Come on, fold up. Let's go. All right, so I gotta leave him there for a second, and but the other thing I like with one, and I can't remember too, is that to drive the equipment, you drive it with the sticks instead of the trigger, the excavators and that. Which is kind of nice. Well, this guy's a little bit slow. Oops. But as you know, as I said, I've been playing this game for the last 3 days or 4 days. Well, whatever day it was, I put up 2. I've been playing this one. This ain't working out very well. Shouldn't have put the arms down yet. Alright. Okay, so we pick them up. Oh, he's the wrong button. Oh no, we did pick them up. Okay. There's that stupid hill there, so he keeps wanting to roll off of it. Then I can see down at the bottom there, it says you can't drive very fast. So, those arms here, if you have them sticking out a bit, oh, there we go, now it's going in. Now if you drive, you'll be able to drive fast. It doesn't have anything to do with the way the bucket's sitting on there. I'm sure if he wants me to stage 1, we're done with stage 1. Okay, so we got to take this over to the gravel pit. Alright. Which ain't that far away. I don't know if this one I've never had to get a load of gravel. As far as I know, the machine that dispenses that would give you your gravel or sand and stuff, it's just all over the spit dirt, so I don't think they actually have you ever get gravel in this one, even though they call it a gravel pit. Alright, so when I get down over there, I'll be back. Alright, so we're up here in the ground pit, and these bins, when they tell you to bring them down there, you just drop them off here. Dropped off, and boom. Done. So you can leave the truck here, or you can return the truck home. A lot of times what I'll do is I hop out, and then what you can do, as I said, is you can go to the company menu, go to motor pool, and this truck is the tipper, and we're just going to return him back to base. And as you can see, he's gone. And then what we're going to do is we can can't do it for that one. You have to come up here, select this guy, and we're going to go to the small flatbed truck. You go to this guy, and boom, we're back up here at the construction site. Now this guy is probably going to want some stuff here. Get a seedling. Okay, so we need some plants. So what I'll do is I'll get the oops. Actually, you know what? I don't want to take all the time to load the excavator up on there. So what I'll do is we'll just hop in here and we'll pull up our ramps. Now I don't know why, but they have the ramp going in on the horn button as well, or the horn on it. Okay, so then what we're going to do here is, because we need this truck, so I'm going to detach the trailer. Oh, I could have lowered the outrigger. So that's the little wheel in front of the trailer. There we go, she's down, now we'll detach it. Okay, now what I'll do is go back to the company, and we'll just have those returned back to home base without having to take them there. That one and the trailer. Alright, so that's that. Put them out of the way. Now I'll just do a quick drive. You can kind of see the stuff there as it's showing the view from the front of the truck. You can see it down there in the yard. So when I first started playing this, I thought, man, this is going to be kind of small, but the map, and she opens up. So once you buy, you can only buy another, I think, 2 more pieces of equipment, which eventually you'll need to, because you know, will have to buy a truck and a bigger truck and trailer to be able to haul equipment around. Once you do that, then they have you move to the city depot, because this one here is too small. Oops, that's not what I wanted. The flowers, right? Yeah. This is the building supply store. So, and of course, it does have a whole bunch of different views. I usually use the preview most of the time. I think you got some better views in later versions. Let me see this drive down here, so you can see the nursery there, those greenhouses. Traffic in this game, well, just like all games, it's there to get into your way. They do. Constantly get in the way. So of course we don't have a crane truck yet, as we call it, or a truck with a crane on it, so we have to do the forklift, which is, you know, it's not too bad, but it can be annoying. Again, because of the glitching that they have, right? Oh, what did he want me to buy of these? Was it 2 or 1? That's what I get for talking, I always forget. 1 of each, okay. So yeah, you just come up to the person there and you can want one of those. It highlights what you want, but it doesn't highlight how many. You kind of have to know, and sometimes you have to cycle through because you get different stuff. There's a lot more things in the building supply store, of course. So, all right, you know, it's amazing how fast time goes when you're when you're playing a game. Like, I bet you I'm probably already up almost close to 15 minutes now playing. Did I? Oh man, I didn't. Nope, they're not up there, so I couldn't have hit purchase. I don't think I bought them. That's what I get for talking. Now I'll do this again. Alright, and then the other thing you have to do now is you get the forklift, so you got to go rent the vehicles here. I forgot about that the first time I was in here, and yes. So now that I got a forklift rented, the forklift will stay here until you tell it to go away. I got parked a little too close. Alright, so we'll put our sides down. Do that just by hitting X on your gamepad, which is kind of cool. Now these things are kind of neat because it's like the if anybody ever played the farming games. I started with the Farming Simulator 2013, and you can see the same kind of glitching going on in this game that went on in that one. So it wasn't just this game. I mean, these types of games of driving and stuff, they had their glitches back then, that's for sure. Alright, so I love that view with the forks. Oh, I went the wrong way with it, and I might end up dropping him. So one of the glitchy things with this is that I might have to go around, see if I can't push them off. I'll try and get the other one. That's one of the glitchy things about this, right? That it's so... I went the wrong way with the... When you pick the forks up, see if you go like this, see how you can tilt it? Okay, so when you first pick them up, it won't let you tilt it back until you get it past the shelf, which, I don't know, that is weird, but that's just the way it works. But I do love this view here for picking on, getting yourself lined up. It does help. Oh, now this one's going to take off on me too, automatically. So basically, it's one of the reasons I don't like using the forklift. It's one of the glitchy things about this. Okay, well, I'm not going to spend forever playing around. I'll try this one more time. And then she doesn't want to work. I'm just going to move on. So, I mean, sometimes because there's glitchy this stuff that goes on in these, is why it takes you a while to to get anywhere. Cause you spend a bunch of time redoing stuff. All right, so you can tilt back. Oh, there we go. Now she tilt back for us. There we go. That's what we needed. And typically, when you get it tilt back all the way far enough down at the bottom, it'll tell you that it's secure. Once it's secure, you can usually move around pretty good. It doesn't come off. But anyways, so you can drive the fork right up until you bump the side of the truck. Now this can be a little tricky sometimes. It doesn't like to let go of it sometimes, so that's another thing that can be a little pain in the butt. I don't know, I think I'm gonna run around here and see if I can't just push them over from the back side. If not, we'll just carry on, because I don't want to. I like to try and keep my videos about no more than half an hour, just because of the... You know, I think when you start getting over half an hour, a lot of people tend to not really look at them. guy doesn't seem to want to let me push it from here, so... Wow. You can see how it's jumping up and down and around. Oh, there we go. Oh, pushed it right off. You see how it's jumping around there. Like you say, I remember 2013 and 2015 in the farming game, it doing stuff like that. Because, you know, you get close to things and they start shaking and vibrating and bouncing around. All right. So I'm gonna leave that there for now. I'm gonna hop over to my other game here real quick because I got more stuff open in that. All right, so we're over here at the building supply store in the city. So like I said, when you get enough vehicles, I think in the other spot you only buy 2 more, and then you don't have a choice. You have to come over to this one, or you can't get more vehicles and do bigger jobs and make more money, right? Of course. So the job I'm on here, what we need to get is 3 wall forms, okay? So we come into here and we got to go to, I think it was equipment, yeah, wall forms. 3 of those. Pretty simple to get. I think in Construction Simulator, the Construction Simulator they did in 22 makes it a little bit easier to get stuff here, you know, in the building supply store. Again, the first one, same with the second one, you have to drive to the store to be able to get your stuff. You can't just kind of warp there like you can in Construction Simulator. All right, so to run this, we need to put our outriggers out. So something else with this is depending on the vehicle, outriggers, ramps, they use different different ways of putting them out. They didn't keep it consistently the same. So on this truck, once you have the outriggers out, then you have to go into operation mode, just like you do with the excavators and stuff. Wow, those are pretty big. So this, of course, is the truck with the crane on it. The only drawback I found with this thing is you can't put loads up at the front, like right up at the front of the trailer. It won't let you bend the crane that far. You can with the forklift though, obviously, but not with the crane. The other thing I liked about this is when you're in operating mode, they have you use the trigger button to spin the load, which is kind of nice. Come on, that's not what I wanted to do. Nope, in. So going this way is okay, because this one's long, is letting me get her in closer to the front. But usually you got, you know, enough room in the front for an entire pellet. Kind of sucks. I don't think I'm going to get 2 of these in there side by side, so I might have to move that one. And get all 3 on there. Anyways, I'll get these loaded up and get up to the site where we're going. Alright, so we're up where this job is, so we have to detach our cargo, or unstrap it, in other words. And then we're going to just run over to our crane here. And of course, you know about the biggest crane. Yeah, I know. Me and my go big or go home. Alright, that's... okay, got to get to the hook mode here. Probably looking at this thing backwards. What the heck are you? Oh, there you are. Okay. That's what I say. Well, this guy really moves slow. You know, the crane on the truck too is the same thing. That first stage, which is the one that swings it, is slower than molasses. It's just horribly slow. And I don't know if there's anything at some point it speeds up like in some of the other ones where you can assign skill points and make things work better or quicker. This one doesn't seem to have that as of yet, so that would have been something they added on later on or realized they needed a little later on, or to help make it a little more fun. So for the most part in this one, most of the time, most things you just kind of, you don't do much of the building. Usually you drop the supplies off and it just goes to the next stage. There's a little bit, like this one here I had to put in 4 walls. But that was it. You know, you get in up to the construction simulator. And oh, come on. You really build the whole 9 yards. You'll put up almost every wall and stuff. So you end up doing a lot more of the work in the later version. Of course, I learned from doing 2 and then having to come back to the very first one about saying something about it and then realizing that I was probably wrong because, of course, I haven't played the other version yet, so I'm not going to really harp much on 3 until we play it and see what kind of difference they made there or what difference they have made in it. Right, so we'll just drop this down and we'll let this go. Now that's as low as I can put that load, and as you can see it will not touch the ground quite, so that causes it to do some of its flippiness, right? Say, I think that's all I needed for that. Oh, right, and I gotta get dirt. So in the first area that you're in, they ask you to get dirt, and you get it by using the little flatbed truck you have that pulls your trailer. You get dirt in that. But this one here, I have in this version now, I have a dump truck. So I'll grab the dump truck and I'll go down to getting dirt. They only have one gravel area in here, which is I'm surprised about. Because they do have a couple building supply stores and sawmills, and so you go on these you can highlight the different spots, and then of course you can, if you click, you can put a waypoint, shows you how to get there. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this real quick, is I'm going to send my flatbed back to my yard without having to drive there, and then I'm going to go hop into my dump truck, which is funny because they call these a half pipe truck. I guess is what they're called where they are. Oh, right, I'm sorry, I can't get in it there. You gotta come up here to get in it. Which, the half pipe truck. Alright. So this is the dump truck. Or one of them, apparently there's supposed to be a few, but... And yeah, and again, this was the bigger one, so that's why I bought it. Alright, so I just show a little bit of this. So this is over in the city. The jobs get pretty bigger. Like I only spent a few hours over here in the city, and I managed to buy another semi, a bigger excavator, the dump truck, the crane. So you make money in this one pretty quick. A little tough getting around in the city though with the excavator, or the bigger excavator, of course, because it's a lot longer. And as you can see, it's a fair size over here. You do get jobs still to do out in the country or the other places, but alright, you kind of get the idea about how big this is. So when I get down over to the plant there, it back. Alright, so we're coming up here to the gravel pit, or the gravel yard, you want to call it. So you guys already seen that one for getting rid of those containers. So, and as you can see, there's not really anything that's marked in here, so, you know, as I said, I get dirt. I've gone under all three of these things, and every one of them, all it ever gives you is dirt. So I don't know if you actually can get gravel from here or not. I have no idea. So all you need to do is just back up underneath it, and it fills you up automatically. The other thing, oh, come on, back up. The other thing neat with the trailer, you can see, is the dirt just kind of rises up in the trailer. You see in the later versions that works a little differently, of course, especially in the construction simulator one. Alright, that's all there is to the dirt. Cost us $10,000, and then we can head on back to our job site. So of course I'm gonna give ourselves a waypoint to her. This is what kills, especially with the big trailer, having to do all these turns. But it's kind of the way the map is drawn out. So this plant out here is kind of out in the bush or country. So I'll kind of show a little bit of this. If you go the other way, you know, you kind of come out of the mountains a bit, and it gets more into like farming land with, you know, a little less trees, more open. Alright, well, we'll see when we get back up to the construction site. Alright, so we're up here at the construction site. We're supposed to, it said empty it into the marked area, and of course I couldn't see a marked area, because usually you get a mark beside the building, an area cones. You dump it in between, but the only marks I see around here is this line going right around the building. You see the purple line there. So what we're going to try and do, I haven't had to do this before, so we'll just see if we can dump it here, if it'll go around the building or not. Let's see what it does. So, and then as this empties out too, as you can see, all it does, it just goes down. It doesn't really slide down the bucket like it does in Construction Simulator. So that's another improvement they have done to it as well. Okay, so it would appear that that's what they want, because scroll down here, we're 50%, so we got half the dirt in there. So right, so we can just dump it in one spot, and it goes around the building automatically. All right, so we got to get another load. Come back and finish this off, so I'll be back with another load. Alright, so now this is my fourth load. We're back. I'm on the back side, because my first load I dumped on the front and it gave me 50%. The second load I dumped on the front, it only went to 80, and then the third load only gave me to 88. Only gave me 8%, and it should have been done with 2 loads. Just so stupid, you know. I'm just gonna let it all go in there so the truck's empty, because they don't give you much if you take it back to the city and dump it. I just don't feel like wasting time to drive there. Okay, so that actually, wow, it automatically reset the truck out on the road because it ended the mission. So that was a nice little learning curve for me, is that, you know, it wasn't going to let you just dump it all in the front. You had to go around on the back side. If I'd done that with my second load, I probably would have been done with only 2 loads at $20,000 instead of 40. But oh well, kind of a learning curve. All right. So we're going to come up here. We're going to go to jobs, and we can select another one, because I want to show the big excavator in this, and then of course we'll call it quits. So you can do, of course, small jobs. This is just moving stuff with the container truck. Only pays $3,000, but you know, I like going for the bigger jobs. Here's a good one, 320,000 on this one. So we'll go ahead and take this one. So Right, we got to get an excavator up there, which we'll do here real quick. So let's put this guy back in the yard. Alright, so I kind of thought I would just show loading this thing up on here. I think this is the biggest excavator you can get in this game. So it is a bit of a pain in the butt on this one because his tracks are wider than the trailer basically. Lift this up so I can have a better view here. Alright. Let's see if it'll let me. Attach cargo. Well, let me attach it anyways. I don't like that. It's probably going to fall off. I should put that on there better. The drawback to this is once you slide off, you have to back it right off to do it again. Now, the other reason I wanted to show this is because the trailer is a little tricky putting that neck back on it too. Part of the problem I have with doing this as a trailer is that my gamepad's worn out and it likes to, the one stick likes to stick, so it, come on, there's a tread you don't want, so of course you gotta just back away far enough to get that to come up. Now the thing with backing this trailer up, this portion, you think, oh, it'd be a piece of cake to back it up. One of the problems is with it is that the trailer tires, as you see, turn. So what happens is they turn with the steering wheel. When you start moving, they'll turn with the wheels of the truck. So you end up crabbing it in there, which of course wrecks your lineup. So you have to learn how to basically get used to steering the trailer wheels. Unless you get lucky and be able to do a perfectly straight backup to it. And there we go. She just clicks on and off we go. Oh, I guess I better put my arm down, huh? So if you do something like this, you see it'll take your chains off, so don't forget to resecure it. Of course, you gotta go operating mode. Alright, so I'll get this up to the job site. Alright, so we finally got over here. We got the machine ready to go. And as you can see, this thing's huge. But this one does dig a lot better than the Mini. It does a lot better job of digging. But you can see it does have its bit of quartz to it as well. Back then, that jitteriness and things getting stuck and that was just par for the course with these types of games. But this one, like I said, it does dig a lot better than what the Mini does. You get a lot nicer job with it. The only thing I'm a little disappointed with, and I guess that's only because we have them in the later version, is you can't see what part of the ground still needs to be worked. Like we do have in the other ones. Not doing a very good job dumping the bucket, am I? Or in the dump truck, I mean. So again, this one works a lot better if you just kind of scoop with the bucket rather than pulling it, just like the Mini, but you can with this one pull it a little bit. The thing with this one, I keep forgetting, you gotta wait for the sand hole to come out. It doesn't come out as fast as it does in the later versions. Usually when the game asks if I want to dig anymore, I usually say no, because as I said, we don't have a screen that shows you what needs to be dug still, and if you say you want to keep digging, I'm not sure how much of it you would actually have to get. And with the Mini doesn't dig a hole this smooth. You see lumps all over the place, so if you had to dig the whole thing out, it'd be horrible with the Mini. So hard to say. With this one, it might be a lot easier. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I just wanted to get enough stuff to show the some interesting things in this besides the mini and the small trailer, that's for sure. Anyway, so that's kind of this portion for this. Little look back at the start of the game, I guess you could say. So we'll be back with Construction Simulator 3 will be the next one. Till then, y'all take care, and we'll see you in 3.